before, after. This is what your guitar is going to look like when you are done with this, if you do it properly. This is how much it's going to cost you right here in the middle, okay? Top text. This is bottom text, how to paint your guitar with any color or design that you would like, but it has to say the same. Okay, hang on. If you are at a beginner or low skill level for any of these skills that I'm listing on screen right now, this is okay because you can still watch this video and understand it. Don't be scared off by any of the things that I'm about to talk about. If you can send your guitar off to someone professional to do this for you, then I would probably do that. But if you can't do that, I'm going to be showing you today how to do it on your own. I got this guitar because it was the cheapest one I could find on Facebook Marketplace, and I don't love the color. I probably would have chosen a different color. I don't trust myself to rebuild this guitar if I were to take it apart and like spray paint it and actually put a coat of paint of a color that I'd like. I'm going to be painting it. My idea is these kind of stars. If you don't like stars, you can do other shapes. I am not going to tell you what to do. Step 1, 3D printing. I know, this is like ripping off a Band-Aid. I know, you probably don't own a 3D printer, and neither do I, okay? Because I'm not going to go out and buy a 3D printer. This is supposed to be affordable. You saw that price tag at the start of this episode. You know that this is not going to be expensive. So, what I did is I went to my local public library, and they printed my 3D print for me. It was super awesome. They printed the stuff pretty quickly. It was super cheap. It was about $3 onto the budget. How do you design something to be 3D printed, I hear you asking? Well, it's actually really easy. Go onto tinkercad because that's the easiest one to use. I will link my project file down below in the description so that you can get the right sizes to fit onto the potentiometer knobs. You will need some fine grit sandpaper. I ended up using grit 100, but I would recommend grit about 150 to 200. I just didn't feel like walking out to the garage to get it for myself. You'll need a screwdriver to take off your pick guard and those little things that hold the guitar strap onto the guitar. You'll need the regular stuff that you would use for acrylic painting, so like a cup of water or paper towel, paint. For brushes, make sure that regardless of the width of the brush, that you're getting something that has a thin, fine point at the end, so that you can get some accurate lines. You're gonna need a meat tenderizer. I know that some households don't have these. You could also use one of those aerators, like the type that you'd use on your lawn. This is what I'm using for my primer, just so that the paint sticks better. And then of course you'll need either a gloss or a matte finish, just to make it look nice, and also to make sure that the paint is less likely to come off. And then maybe have a separate paintbrush. This one can be a little bit bigger for applying your primer and then your finish. Now I tried just painting on top of the guitar, but I noticed that scratched off really easily. So I'm going to start by sanding down the guitar. I recommend taking the pick guard off so that you can really get under there. To make sure that it's evenly sanded, I go up and down and then left to right, diagonal in both directions, and then I just do some circles. And then I'll do the other side of the guitar, making sure that all of the parts that are going to be visible are as sanded as possible. Now it's time to start painting my design. I've chosen stars. Stop the video! I was editing it and I realized I forgot to mention anything about putting a layer of matte primer on this. Do that. Watch this time lapse of me doing that and then keep watching the video. I've chosen stars. None of these are going to be perfect, and I'm going to be adding outlines, and none of those are going to be perfect either, but that is the design choice that I am choosing for this. I'm going to be putting some stars under where the pick guard is going to cut them off, and that's just a little bit of an illusion to make it seem like there's more stars than there actually are. Let it dry, and then do a second or third coat just to make sure these colors are really popping. Then I'm going to outline each star with blue, and the outlines are going to perfectly match, just to give it a bit of that fun, tattered look. And now it is time to put your finish onto the guitar. I'm using gloss, but you can also do matte. I don't care. You shouldn't have to care either. I'm starting by going with the grain up and down. I'll let that dry for 24 hours and then come back the next day where I will do side to side. and then also leave that for 24 hours, and then go again once more up and down. Keep cleaning your brush off with water because the Mod Podge will dry out very quickly. After this video is done, I'm probably going to do one more layer of gloss, but I need the guitar for rehearsals and stuff. While you're waiting for these layers to dry, now would be a good time to work on those knobs. I'm going to start by sanding them down. You can use higher grit sandpaper for this, or just like normal stuff. I don't really care. Keep in mind that these stars are not yellow, they're yellow painted on top of a red guitar. So I'm going to start by painting the stars red, and then painting them yellow so they get the right color. If you're trying to make the paint on these dry faster, try not putting them in front of a space heater that's running on high, because I did that and it melted the plastic, and coincidentally the library 3D printer was broken. So these are actually attached with sticky tack right now until I'm able to print more. And then of course seal them up with some gloss, and your guitar is finished. Look at this. Wow. What are my plans for the future of this guitar? I'll probably put some stickers on the headstock or something, cover the logo, make it classy. Oh, at some point I'm probably also going to do a custom guitar strap, maybe with some star patterns on it or something. I think that would be cute. But thank you for watching the video. If you have a complex where you think that you're better than me, then feel free to comment that. If you do this, then actually please send me pictures or DM me on Instagram, tell me how it went, because I'm legitimately curious to see what people make with this.
Woke up and just felt right, phone blown like a tailpipe. Today's schedule airtight, it turned a short day into a long night.